Hey polish fans, it's Caroline again and welcome to another video here at Wild Moon Lacquer. In today's video I have another mystery box. This time this is supposed to be fall themed. I found this, as I often do, on the Nearly No Rules nail polish group, at least I think so. The listing was for a fall mystery box, so I contacted the seller, let her know I would be interested. I think the price might have been $60 for a medium flat rate box. I'm curious how many polishes we will have and what colors we're going to get, because I am putting together my fall rack currently. I've already got part 1 up and I actually need to film parts 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, etc. As soon as I get the rest of my rack organized. It is still in the works. I am pulling polishes and doing comparisons and sorting. I'll actually have a sorting video so you guys can see a behind the scenes of me going through polishes, doing some comparisons and swatches and things like that. So in the meantime, we have more polish to look at, so I can't wait to see what we have. If you are new here, hi, my name is Caroline and I love to talk about nail polish. Make sure to hit the little subscribe button down below, that way you don't miss out on any of my new videos, and the little bell for notifications when those videos post, and let's dig in. Alright, what do we have? Ooh, looks like we have something in a box. Let's go right to that. What is this? Looks like maybe a set of some minis. I think I'm seeing the Butter London label. All right, so it is a little Butter London set of minis. They are each 4 ml, and this looks like it was probably released for the holidays as a little gift. Ooh, so we have a light, like pinkish purple, maybe an orchid. That one has some gold shimmer in it. The middle one is sort of an off-white with some gold to blue glass fleck. Then we have a beautiful berry tone here. Do they have names? I don't think, oh, nope, they do. Okay. So the berry shade is called Wine Gums. The off-white is Swinging London. And the little orchid shade is Beezer. So these are very cute little shades. I could see myself actually wearing all 3 of them, so I'm curious to try those out. This one is the one that I'm wondering if I have dupes of, because this is a shade that's not the most unique, but it is gorgeous. It is that beautiful sort of a berry purple. This one actually is rather unique to my collection, so I want to try that at least. And these are good sizes to use as little accent nails, so we'll be keeping those. All right, next up, ooh, I think we might have another Butter London. We do. We've got a full-size Butter London. And this is a like pea soup green called British khaki. That's a very good description as well. Pea soup or green khaki. This is actually a color that I could see myself reaching for, especially for the fall season. It is a dusty shade of green. And yeah, I don't know that I have anything in my collection quite like this. So I am curious to see if I will like it on my skin tone, but I definitely want to give that one a try. So we will be keeping that. That was Butter London British khaki. All right, next up, ooh, I think we've got China Glaze. Ooh, we have another green. This one is called Aggro. Now, I think this is one that I did end up finding at Dollar Tree, so I will have to confirm that. This is another really beautiful shade for fall. This shade of green is sort of mossy and a slight bit of murkiness. There's a beautiful shimmer to this as well. Like I said, I will have to double check and just make sure that I do own it. As with all of my other mystery boxes, same rules apply. If I already have this, I will destash this one. If I don't already have this, this one's going in the collection. All right, next up, I think this is a Zoya. Ooh, look at that. This one is called Tinsley. Now, I will have to double check and see if I have this one as well. The name sounds kind of familiar and I'm not sure why. This is an interesting sort of a dusty melon coral shade. There's a whole lot of golden glass fleck in there. It's really, really pretty. The name does sound familiar though, so I will need to double check, see if I have this. And then of course, see if I like this on my skin tone. With these corally peach shades, well, this one's not exactly a peach, but with this kind of color family of the melons, peaches, corals, I tend not to like them to be too sheer on my nails. So we'll have to see if I like this one or not. But this is another one that we will be checking to see if I have. That was Zoya's Tinsley. Next up, ooh, I think we have an Essie. And I can see beautiful, like squash butternut orangey tan. This one is called Caftan. Ooh, This is another one I'm going to have to double check and see if I own or not, because I know this one was on my wish list. This is a very interesting shade. I think I would actually like this one on. It sort of reminds me of like a dusty version of a like Kraft mac and cheese sort of of a powder. But yeah, I really like this. So it is another one that I will have to double check and see if I did end up getting or not. But that was Essie's Caftan. All right, next up. Ooh, we have an H&M. This one is called Off the Grid. I've been wanting to try this brand. This is a really beautiful shade of green, just to compare it to the one from Butter London. The one from Butter London has more yellow to it. It has that khaki lean, whereas Off the Grid from H&M is more of like a dusty sage. Both are beautiful shades. I really like this one. Like I said, I've been wanting to try this brand, but we don't have, at least that I'm aware of, any H&Ms close by. We might over in Seattle. I'll have to look into that. But I have filled up a shopping cart a few times at this point from the H&M website and then not pulled the trigger, because as inexpensive as they are, they do add up. And when you've got like 20 polishes in your cart, it's kind of hard to press the go button. So I haven't bought any yet, so I'm really excited to be able to try this, see how the formula is, and actually to have the bottle in hand, because this is one of the brands that is rather small. I believe these are, yeah, like 8 ml, which for nail polish is kind of on the small side, but it does look like you get a decent amount, so we'll just have to see how that goes. But it's a beautiful shade, so I'll be adding that to the collection. That was H&M Off the Grid. All right, next up, ooh, I think we have an OPI. All right, looks like this one came from TJ Maxx, and this one is called I Absolutely Amadoria. This one is a beautiful, like orangey red. There is a load of glass fleck in here. I will have to give this one a try and see how I like it on my skin tone. I can't quite tell if it is a red or an orange. In fact, let's just go ahead and swatch this one and see how it turns out. My regulars will know I'm a little bit particular about my red. First coat, it actually looks more orange. I'm really liking the type of shimmer in here. Really very pretty. So here is a second coat. It's a rather juicy formula. There it is in 2 coats. This is a pretty fiery orange. I really like the shimmer though, so I want to at least give it a shot. So we'll be adding that to the collection to try, see how I like it on my skin tone. And with this type of shimmer and it being sort of a jelly base, I could always layer this over a darker orange and just benefit from that beautiful shimmer. So we'll see how I play with it. But that was OPI's I Absolutely Amadoria. Next up, ooh, I see Sinful Colors. This one came out in the Kylie Denim and Bling collection. This one is called Cleopatra, and I think I have this one. I did get quite a few from this collection when I found it at Big Lots years ago, and they are beautiful. This is a very interesting sort of a murky teal, and then you have that beautiful pink to green shifting shimmer, which I think mostly you're seeing the green of on camera, but there's that pink. Very beautiful polish. I will double check and see if I have this still, because if I don't, I definitely want to give it a shot and try it. If I do, we'll be destashing that, but it's a stunning color. That was Sinful Colors Cleopatra with a K. Next up, ooh, we have another H&M, and we have a beautiful purple. This one is called, ooh, does this one have a name? Ah, here we go. Okay. They switched locations on me, so this time it has a sticker on the back. This is called Aubergine Dream. This is a beautiful color. This kind of purple, purples in general actually, but very much this kind of purple, this aubergine eggplant sort of a color is definitely up my alley. It's a beautiful mix of a dusty color with a saturated color, if that makes any sense. But it is gorgeous and I love this tone. Ooh, and the brushes are nice. So they are a flat, wide brush. Very nice. Yeah, well, I don't think it's going to surprise anybody that I'm keeping this one. So we're going to add Aubergine Dream to my collection. Next up, who do we have here? feels like a big square bottle. Color Club. Nice. So this one is missing a label, but this is a gorgeous holo. Look at that. Wow. This is a beautiful shade of green, kind of like a mint. Look at that. Wow. The holo on these from Color Club is beautiful. I have a number of their holo polishes and they are awesome. I will have to double check. Well, first of all, see if I can find a name and then double check and see if I own this. If I don't, I'll be adding this to my collection. If I do already own this, then it'll go in the D stash. But my goodness, that holo is amazing. So we're going to add that to the check and see pile. Next up, ooh, we've got an Orly. Ooh, look at that. This one is called Smolder. Wow. Oh my goodness. So reds are not my favorite, but this kind of red, this burgundy to oxblood, is definitely my color. And this one is gorgeous. There is a shimmer to this that is just beautiful. So the brush is a bit wonky on this one, but look at that color. Look at that. That is gorgeous. This is definitely going in my collection. I will have to see about fixing the brush or something, but that one is definitely one that I don't have, and this is beautiful. So that was Orly's Smolder. All right, next up, looks like another square bottle. Who is this? Oh, it's from Nars. Interesting. This one is called, I think that says Orpheus. I mean, that is very difficult to read, but I think it says Orpheus. It is a black jelly base loaded with red and silver glitter. This reminds me of a Revlon that I used to have years ago. I don't remember if I still have that. Let's go ahead and see how this one swatches. Definitely a black jelly with those red and silver glitters. So there it is in one coat. Yeah, it definitely reminds me of that Revlon. So let's go ahead and do a second coat. See how this one builds up. Seems to build up quite nicely in two coats. You get that smattering of the red and silver glitters. Trying to decide if I would wear this or not. Like I said, I had the Revlon and I don't know that I ever actually wore it. So I think I will be destashing this one. Yeah, I just don't see myself reaching for it necessarily. So we will destash Nars. What did I think this was? Orpheus, I think? Orpheus, I think. All right, next up we've got, ooh, a Pacifica. This one is called Rose Gold, and this is a beautiful corally shade. It has a golden shimmer to it. This is a very creamy formula as well. I don't have that many from the Pacifica brand. I know they recently rebranded, like basically discontinued this line and started a new line. Yeah, I think I want to try this. This has got a really nice consistency on the brush. I'll have to see how it ends up looking on my nails, but I think it's got a deep enough tone to it that I think I might like it. So we're going to add that to the keep pile, check on it, see how I like it. That is Pacifica's Rose Gold. Next up, ooh, we've got an OPI. Ooh, this one is called Coal Mates, and this is a beautiful dark shimmer polish. I actually can't tell if it is a blackened base or a very dark blue, but there's hollow glitters, like hollow micro glitters, as well as a shimmer component. This is beautiful. I have been destashing quite a few of these darker, inky, mysterious blackened shades, but this is interesting enough. It's got enough components in there that are intriguing to me that I do want to at least swatch this and see if I like it. So we're going to add that to the keep pile. That was OPI's Coal Mates. What, Punky? Yeah, you don't usually sit in boxes like Olivia does. What do you think? What's that? What do you think? Yeah? Good girl. Yeah, good girl. All right, next up, oh, I think we have another, possibly one from H&M. Yeah, H&M. This one is called Orangeade. I'm getting the hang of this, where their labels are. This is a really beautiful shade of orange. Not quite straight up like your standard Crayola orange. There's something else tonally that I can't quite tell if it leans more yellow or more red. But I really like this tone, and I don't think I have anything quite like this in my collection. Again, I'm really liking the brushes on these. I'll have to see how it feels to swatch them, because this is somewhat reminiscent of those brushes or wands that I really don't like from LA Colors, but we'll see how it goes. I do want to at least try this orange and see how I like it. So that was H&M's Orangeade. Next up, we have a round bottle. I wonder who this is. It is, ooh, Believe Beauty. This is another brand that I've actually been wanting to try. This one is called Golden Girl, and this is a really beautiful sort of a mustard shade. It's actually like a different shade than, I don't think I have China Glaze's Mustard the Courage out, which is odd. Hang on. Oh, it's buried. Okay, I was going to say I could compare it, but it's buried at the moment. But I don't think this is similar to Mustard the Courage. This almost has like a pastel mustard to it, and I really like that. I am really picky about my yellows, but something about this is drawing me in, so we will be swatching this and seeing. Ooh, let's see how the brushes are on these. Not bad. So it's more of like a square flat brush, but it is slightly wider than like an Essie skinny brush. Yeah, I want to try this color. So that is Believe Beauty's Golden Girl. All right, next up, we've got a Sinful Colors. And this is one from their Essentials, their scented line that came out a couple years ago, I think. This is called Smoky Palo Santo. Now, I did swatch this entire collection, so I do already have this. In fact, I think I might see a second one in there as well, so I will be destashing this one. It is a beautiful black leaning brown, and it is full of a silver glass fleck shimmer particle. And it is scented. If I remember correctly, some of these scents were a bit strong, but if you didn't like the scent, you could always put a top coat over to sort of dull it down a bit. But we will be destashing Smoky Palo Santo. And we're just going to see if I'm right on this one, because this looks like chamomile to me, which came out in the same collection. Yep, so this one's chamomile from Sinful Colors, Chamomile Calm. This one's a very interesting color. It's sort of like honey mustard. It's got that interesting pinch of like tan with yellow and an odd pinch of green. It's a very intriguing color. I have yet to try it, but I do own a bottle, so I will be destashing the second one. All right, next up, who do we have? I see shimmer, and it's a 77 nail lacquer. This one is called Punk's Not Dead. It came out in HHC for July 2019. Ooh, this is one that I definitely don't have, and this color is right up my alley. I also really like the 77 nail polish brand, so I am curious to see how this one is going to look. It's definitely got fall vibes. You have this blackened jelly base full of a fall shimmer. That's beautiful. And like I said, it's definitely one that I don't have, so we're going to add that to the keep pile. That was 77 Nail Lacquer's Punk's Not Dead. Next one, we've got Hollow. This one is from Finger Paints, and this is called Majestic. Wow, look at that Hollow. Oh my goodness. This is one that I'm fairly certain I don't have. I don't actually have too many from this brand. I was going to unscrew it, but can you guys see that Hollow? Wow. It's taking on an electric green right there. Do you see that? Holy moly. This is beautiful. I definitely don't have this. This is going in the collection. This is amazing. The base of this is a really beautiful mauve. And it is completely freaking my camera out. But that is a gorgeous color. Definitely going in the collection. So that one is Finger Paints Majestic. Beautiful. All right, next up, we've got one from Sinful Colors, and this one is called Copper Pot, and this is a really beautiful like mix between an orange and a brown. It has a beautiful amount of shimmer in it. This is a unique color. I don't know if I would necessarily call it copper, but actually I take that back. Copper pot. Like when you think of copper, like old copper dishes, this is a bit more reminiscent of that. That's really pretty. It's another one that I don't think I have, so we'll go ahead and add it to the collection. That was Sinful Colors Copper Pot. Next up, ooh, I think this one might be an Essie. Yeah, so this is an Essie called Comfy in Cashmere. Look at the shimmer in this. So I'll have to double check and see if this is one that I own. The name sounds kind of familiar, but I think Essie might have a few different colors that have cashmere in the name. This is part of their cashmere matte collection. Maybe I do have it. I don't know. We're going to double check and just make sure. Same rules apply as always. If I don't have it, it's going in the collection to at least swatch and try. And if I do already have it, this one will go in the D-stash. So that one is called Comfy in Cashmere. Next one, I think we have another Zoya. Ooh. So this is like a milk chocolate brown from Zoya called Nissa. This is a really beautiful shade of milk chocolate brown, and it is a cream formula. I have been wanting to try a light milk chocolate brown like this, so we'll have to see how it ends up looking on my skin tone. I know when I tried the one from Orly that came out in this past spring collection, it ended up looking just like a mauve on my skin tone, which I found very odd. So I want to see if this one actually shows up as a milk chocolate. So I'll put this in the keep pile to swatch and try. That is Zoya's Nissa. Next up, ooh, we've got another from Zoya. This one is called Midori, and this is like a sour apple green, full of shimmer. I do want to try this and see if I might like it. I have been getting rid of a lot of the lime greens, but this has a slightly different, less limey look than the ones that I've been destashing. So I'll have to see if I end up liking this on the nail. And I don't believe this is one that I own yet, so we're going to put that in the keep to swatch and try pile. That is Zoya's Midori. Next up, we've got a square bottle, possibly Deborah Lippmann. Yeah, so this one is a Deborah Lippmann called Video Killed the Radio Star. This is like a darker version of the summer blues that I had been pulling from my summer rack, or at least attempting to pull from my summer rack. So I'm curious to see how this will compare to those brighter shades. It's not quite a color I would consider dusty, but I wonder how it'll end up looking on the nail. It is a really beautiful tone though. And it's another one that I'm fairly certain I don't own. So we're going to add that to the keep pile to at least swatch and try. That was Deborah Lippmann's Video Killed the Radio Star. All right, next up, another OPI. And this one, ooh, this is a beautiful color. This one is called Topless Beach. I want to say I do have this. It's a gorgeous color. I need to remember to pull it out for my fall rack if I haven't already got it in the pile. But this is a really beautiful, what I like to call like a marshmallowy grayish. It's got a ever so slightly pinch of like almost a purple in it. Not quite, but it's kind of leaning that way, like a pinky purple. But of course it has that gray taupe coloration in it as well. It's a beautiful color, but I'm fairly certain I own it. So we're going to put it in the to be checked pile just to make sure that I do own it. And if I don't, obviously we're going to add it to the collection to at least swatch and try. And if I do already own it, we'll put this one in the D-stash. So that was OPI's Topless Beach. Next up, who do we have here? Ooh, Sinful Colors. This one is a bright like canary yellow, and this one is called Banana Appeal. And this is, well, kind of a banana shade of yellow. Not quite as like neon as some of the neon shades that I was getting. I don't have too many yellows in my collection because they aren't one of my favorite go-to colors. But it's nice to have at least one in the collection when you want to do nail art. So maybe I'll hold on to this and do a comparison of some of my yellows and just see which one I like the best and which ones I think I might use for nail art. So that was Sinful Shines, not Sinful Colors. Sinful Shine by Sinful Colors, I think. But that was Banana Appeal. All right, next up, ooh, I think we have, well, actually, I was going to say possibly another Deborah Lippmann, but it is a square bottle, but I don't think this is a Deborah Lippmann label. Oh, this is an Urban Outfitters. Look at that color. This one is called Saucy. This is beautiful. I would almost call this like somewhere between a terracotta and like a creamy tomato soup. This is beautiful. Definitely one that I don't have, so I will be adding this to the keep pile. That is lovely. Yeah, really liking this one. I know I got some polish from this brand quite a few years ago. On the brush, it's actually a bit more on the coral side, so we'll have to see how it ends up looking on the nail. But that's a very pretty color from Urban Outfitters. That was Saucy. All right, next up, actually not sure who this might be. We've got a mystery label. Who is this? Something Iced Tea by GMA Access Ink. I have no idea. If you know who that is, let me know. But this is a really beautiful shade of slightly dusty orange. There's also a silver shimmer in here. This is an interesting color. Whoops, got a little bit of dried polish there. Yeah, this is an interesting, ever so slightly dusty, like tan leaning orange. And I like it. So we're going to add that to the collection, at least swatch it and try it. And of course, try and figure out what brand this is because I'm really not sure. So that one was, I believe, II Iced Tea. All right, next up, ooh, another from Sinful Colors. And this is a beautiful color called Twisted Obsession. Look at this purple. I love their frosted bottles, and this looks like a gorgeous shade of purple. You have a silver fleck in here, like a silver glass fleck shimmer. Oh yeah, that's going in the collection. That is beautiful. This is another one that I'm fairly certain I don't own, and this is beautiful. I love myself some purples. I'm definitely a purple fan, so we're going to add that to the keep pile. That was Twisted Obsession. All right, next up. Ooh, we've got another one from Believe Beauty. This one is called Knighted. Look at this shade of green. Oh my goodness. It's not quite olive. There's not enough yellow in it, but it's not quite forest green either. Whatever this is though, it's a beautiful shade, and I definitely want to see if I like this on my skin tone. That is a gorgeous color. Looks like a cream formula. So let's see how this brush on this bottle looks. Ooh. That looks like a pretty nice brush. Got that wide flat brush. Yeah, this is a beautiful color. Definitely want to give this one a try. So that was Believe Beauty's Knighted, going in the keep pile. Next up, we have another square bottle and a mustard yellow from Urban Outfitters. And this one is called Haystack. Let's see how that compares to the yellow from Believe Beauty. And in person, I can see the differences. I'm not sure if they're going to come across on camera. By comparison, the Believe Beauty is coming across as more of a sunshine yellow, whereas Haystack is coming off as more like a goldenrod or a slightly mustard leaning. So yeah, two different shades. I will be giving both a try. They are in that color family of yellows that I have been wanting to at least see how I like them on my skin tone. So there is that one. Looks like a cream formula. So yeah, we'll be adding that to the keep pile. That was Urban Outfitters Haystack. Next up, I think we've got another Sinful Colors. This one is a beautiful green. Look at that. This one is called Vintage. Ooh, this is beautiful. So this is a very similar shade as that other one that was somewhere in between like an olive and a forest green, but it's a gorgeous color, and it's got that glass fleck in it that's sort of a silver. This is beautiful. This is another one that I'm fairly certain I don't have. I think I have a couple of greens that are in the same realm, so I will have to do some comparisons at some point. But for the time being, we're going to add that to the collection. That was Sinful Colors Vintage. Next up, I think we might have another Essie. Yeah, oh, and another chocolate brown. This one is called Partner in Crime, and this is a deeper shade of brown. It is a cream formula. So again, I'm going to have to see if I like this kind of color on my skin tone. I don't actually have too many browns in my collection, although that is changing rapidly, but I do have a tendency of liking them more when they are on the bronze side of things or have some copper in them or some red. So this one being a plain cream, I am curious if I will like it on my skin tone, but I want to give it a try. It's kind of like a somewhere between a darker milk chocolate and a dark chocolate. So maybe a medium chocolate. But yeah, it's a really pretty shade, so we'll give that one a try. That was Partner in Crime. Next up, I think this one might be in LA Colors. Yeah, this is LA Colors Hyper. And this is a very interesting shade of like a pinky cherry red. And there's a load of glass fleck in here. You have some gold, silver, and maybe some pink. Let's see if this is a sheerish, like jelly formula. You know, a lot of times reds are. Yeah, I think this is kind of on the squishy side. Look at how bright that is. Whew. So the shimmer on this is very pretty. Reds just aren't my favorite, so I think we're going to go ahead and pass this one along. That one was Hyper. Next up, we have a Sinful Colors. Oh my goodness. Wow. Wow, I can't tell if this is a red or an orange, actually. This one is called Cherry Chaser. Holy moly. This is like an electric orange red. Let's see how this one swatches. I am very curious. I think it is a cream formula. Yeah, it looks like it is a cream formula. Wow. So there's definitely some orange in here. It's definitely not a straight up like typical cherry red. There's that orange lean to it. Let's do a second coat. Oh, wow. The second coat actually doesn't really change it all that much. Just sort of adds an opacity to that color. Wow. Trying to decide if I would wear this or not. I definitely don't have anything like this in my collection. Most of my oranges, we're just going to call this an orange. Most of my oranges lean more towards the terracotta side of things, the pumpkin spiced oranges color. So maybe we'll give this a try. We'll keep it and see. Maybe it would be a good toe color for the summer. We'll see. So that was Sinful Colors, Cherry Chaser. All right, next up, I think I see a China Glaze label. Ooh. So we've got sort of a pink coral. This one is called Moment in the Sunset. Look at that color. The shimmer on this is beautiful. You have a golden glass fleck particle in there. This one, it's kind of a soft pink shade. I think I'm going to go ahead and destash this one. It's a bit too soft for me. That one was Moment in the Sunset. All right, next up, I think we've got a green, possibly Sally Hansen. Yeah. This one is from Sally Hansen called Green Thumb. And this is an interesting shade of green. It's sort of like a deep grass green, leaning a bit on the towards olive, like a pinch towards olive. It is a cream formula. Something about this I actually really like, so we're gonna keep this and see how I like it on. You could almost call this like a deep dusty apple as well. Very interesting. So we're gonna give that a try, see if I like it. That was Sally Hansen's Green Thumb. All right, just a few more. Looks like we have possibly a Revlon. Yeah, ooh, and a purple. This one is called Showtime. And this is a gorgeous purple. Look at that. This is full of like a larger glass fleck shimmer particle. This is beautiful. Look at that. Wow. The twinkles on that shimmer in here is just gorgeous. I'm seeing different shades of purple and some blue pop up. I'm going to have to see if I have this one. I have quite a few Revlons that I added to my collection a few years back when I was still finding them at Big Lots, but I don't know that I have this one, so we're going to have to check and see. That was Revlon's Showtime. Next up, ooh, we have another square bottle. I think this one might be another Urban Outfitters. Ooh, and a beautiful dusty olive. This is beautiful. This one is called Nash. So this is, let's see, compared to the one from Believe Beauty, which was Knighted, it's a lot lighter. And compared to the one from H&M, it's got a bit more yellow in it. So all really beautiful fall greens. Definitely want to try this one as well. This is another green family that I do really like, so we're going to be adding this to the collection to keep and try. Urban Outfitters Nash. All right, next up, ooh, who is this? We've got a little one from Kiko Milano. This is called, is it just called Smart? Is that maybe the name? Smart? Or is it Smart Fast Dry Nail Lacquer, Kiko Milano, and no name? I don't know. If you know, feel free to let me know. But this is another beautiful shade of green. I would say this is kind of like a yellow leaning olive, and then you have a whole lot of shimmer in there. That is an interesting color. So we're going to add that to the keep pile to try. It's another shade of green that I do really like. So that is Kiko Milano's, maybe it's called Smart. Not too sure on that. All right, a couple more. We have another from Sinful Shine, and this one is called Amazonian. Ooh, so this is another one kind of in that same finish as that other shade. This one, obviously it is darker, and I think the glass fleck shimmer particles are different. I thought they would be more similar than they are as far as the shimmer aspect, but this is a deeper shade of green. And I have been destashing a lot of these really, really dark greens, but I really like the shimmer component in this. The larger glass fleck, almost flakies in this are gorgeous. So I want to give this a shot, see if I like it. That is Sinful Shine's Amazonian. All right, last one, we've got one from Julie G. Ooh, I like the cap. This one is called Faith, and this is a really beautiful dusty shade of like pink leaning mauve. This is one of those shades of pink that I do like, so I'll have to do some comparisons at some point, but I think we will add this to the keep pile and swatch it and try it. That was Faith by Julie G. All right, so there we have it. That was my fall-themed mystery box that I got on the Nearly No Rules Nail Polish group. We had a total of 42 full-sized bottles and one little trio from Butter London, so really good price. I think we got some gorgeous fall colors. We did get quite a few that I need to check on, but a whole lot that I at least want to swatch and see if I like. Some beautiful fall shades, some gorgeous hollow, and a lot that I don't have in my collection yet. So hopefully you enjoyed hanging out with me and taking a look at some beautiful mystery polishes, and I will see you in that next one.